stings. It's really difficult. It's really tough. You know, those guys are hurting. They've worked extremely hard, and they have incredible expectations. But you know, that's why you play the game.
Welcome into Buck and Honey's in Sun Prairie for this week's Wisconsin Huddle. I'm Zach Canley, alongside one half of that 1-1 punch in the Badger backfield, Ches Malusi.
How you doing, everybody?
Luke Fickell said it best, it stings. Wisconsin went into Washington State and left with a loss. A slow start combined with losing the turnover battle is never a recipe for success, especially on the road. The Badgers had their backs against the wall early, down 24-6. Now, they did rally in the third quarter to cut it to 2, but that's the closest they'd get. The challenge now for this group, don't let that one loss turn into 2.
10, 12, 15 hours. Some would say 24. I think that's too long. You got to move on. You got to put it past you. But you got to remember the feeling. So those feelings are what continue to motivate you. You don't let them hold you back.
The biggest thing is you got to learn from your mistakes. And I think as a team we did a great job of doing that. And now it's on the Georgia Southern. You know, what can we do to win this next game? And you can't dwell in the past and let one loss beat you twice.
Now, Ches, win or lose, the 24-hour rule is always in play after a game. First off, for the people that don't know, can you explain what that is and why is it so important?
Yeah, I mean, after a game, especially after a tough loss, you know, you need to take 10 to 12 hours, you know, think about it. We obviously watch a bunch of film on it and learn things, take away from it what you can, and move on, you know, kind of bury it and get ready for the next week, because the next game is, you know, the most important thing.
And what did you learn about your team after Saturday night?
Yeah, I mean, obviously in some areas we need to grow, and a lot of things, you know, that the other team did showed us where in specific areas that, you know, we need to get better at.
Now, there were bright spots, mainly in the third quarter, as we talked about, when Wisconsin dominated in all 3 phases. And that's where we find our play of the game.
As Malusi, the running back from the Washington State 16-yard line. Mordecai fakes the handoff, back to throw, dancing around under pressure from Ron Stone. Tanner looks, throws left side, end zone, caught! Skylar Bell, touchdown, Wisconsin! Oh, what work by Tanner Mordecai to avoid the sack and connect for a touchdown as Wisconsin pulls to within 2.
Little over 30 seconds left in the quarter. Tanner Mordecai stays calm under pressure and puts it where only Skylar Bell can catch it, and the 16-yard touchdown pass would cut the lead for 2. Ches, I don't know what's better, the throw or the catch. You were on the field. What did you see?
Yeah, I was blocking. I had to help an end on the backside, and Tanner, you know, scrambled out, did his thing, was rolling out all the way to the left. He had pressure, and he just made, a great pass. And like you said, only Skylar could get the ball, and Skylar also had a terrific catch, you know, got his feet in bounds, and, you know, it was a hell of a play.
All right, now it's time for our Quickie Quiz, sponsored by Quick Trip. I know you're a big movie buff, so we're going to test your Space Jam knowledge, okay? The OG, not the one with LeBron, though,
yeah.
Okay? If you get 3 right, we're all going home with free Fresh Blends drink coupon. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
No pressure.
No pressure.
Number 1, where is Michael Jordan when he first gets pulled into the Looney Tunes world?
He's golfing, and I'm pretty sure he gets pulled into like a tee, like the hole itself.
Mm-hmm. 1 for 1. All right. 5 NBA players had their talents stolen by the Monstars. Can you name 3 of them?
It's tough. These are a bunch of OGs. Charles Barkley.
1.
I know Patrick Ewing.
2.
Muggsy Bogues.
3. That's it. That's all I need. Larry Johnson and Sean Bradley were the others.
Those 2 are the tough ones.
All right, number 3. Who joins the Toon Squad with 10 seconds left in the game so they don't have to forfeit?
Yeah, I mean, this one it's easy. It's Bill Murray.
Yeah, we already won.
Yeah.
We already won. These 2 are for extra credit. Number 4. What was the final score between the Monstars and the Toon Squad? Hint, the Monstars ended with 77. And we know that the Toon Squad won.
Yeah, so I mean, Michael Jordan had that ridiculous dunk to, you know, win the game, so it had to be 78.
78. All right, can we go 5 for 5? You better get this one right. At halftime, Bugs Bunny tricks the Toon Squad into drinking what out of a water bottle?
Yeah, this is the iconic, Michael's secret stuff.
5 for 5.
Let's do it.
And you have a tattoo.
I do.
You want to explain that one?
Yeah, I mean, growing up, watching, Space Jam, I kind of did my own version of it, and I put Chez's secret stuff instead of Michael's secret stuff. So, yeah, it obviously was inspired from that part of the movie.
All right, 5 for 5. And we've got to take a quick timeout, but don't go anywhere. More Wisconsin Huddle from Buck and Honey's in Sun Prairie is after the break. Well, Luke Fickell hasn't lost back-to-back regular season games as a head coach since his first year at Cincinnati in 2017. So good luck to Georgia Southern, right? The Eagles enter Camp Randall 2-0 and have some impressive wins to their name. Last season, they beat Nebraska at Nebraska. Don't know if that's really impressive with the state of that program. And they knocked off number 25, James Madison. Either way, the Badgers will be dialed in to get back on track.
Last week is just not the way you want things to go. And I think it leaves a sour taste in your mouth, and a lot of guys are eager to get back out there and show them that's not who we are. That's not who we are as a team, and we're better than that. And we just want to go out this week and show them what we can do.
They're not scared. They've been in big games before. They know how to carry themselves. So, and I know they're coming in with a chip on their shoulder, and honestly, so are we. So, I'm really excited about the challenge.
And joining us on set, Badger Extra columnist Jim Polzine. We can talk about Georgia Southern all we want, Jim, but this game is really about Wisconsin.
Yeah, I think they walked out of Pullman thinking that they left that one on the table. Too many mistakes, some turnovers. So a good game to learn from. Certainly one loss was going to come at some point probably. I think getting it out of the way early gives you a chance to grow and learn from it before the start of Big Ten play.
Yeah, Chez, Luke Fickell's talked to us about responding when adversity hits. I'm guessing he said that to you guys a few times. How do you think this team is going to respond?
Yeah, I mean, he mentioned it even during the game. We started really slow, and I think the whole game was just kind of a bunch of adversity. And like he said, you want things like this, if they are going to happen early. And yeah, it's just all about how you respond, and it starts, I would say, with practice. This week, the intensity that we bring to how we go about the week and preparing. Because I think Georgia Southern is a good team, and it starts with respecting your opponent. So,
and you mentioned kind of the slow starts. You had one on offense in week 1 and week 2. What's maybe the secret sauce, if you will, to get that going in the right track?
Yeah, I mean, I think we just need to come out and play our game, not worry about, air raid, this, that, just kind of being fundamentally sound and, kind of just, blocking out the noise. And it just starts, I think it really does start with practice.
Jim, which Badger or Badgers do you think is going to come out and right last week's wrong and have a big-time performance?
I promise I'm not saying this because he's sitting right next to me, but I'm going to include Chez with Braylon Allen. I think we saw 2 weeks ago in the opener how dominant that run game was. Washington State really sold out to stop these guys. I think this offense is still trying to figure it out, kind of like Chez alluded to, it's still trying to figure out its identity to some degree. I think they're going to pound the run this week, and I expect him and Braylon to have a pretty good game.
Yeah, Chez kind of staying with that week 1 running game, awesome. Week 2 passing attack, we saw that. How close is this offense, do you think, putting it all together?
I think extremely close, man. I think we're right there. And, I don't think identity is really like, what we're going for. I think we're just going for, to be a really balanced offense, hurt you in ways that, whatever you give. If you want to get beat by the run, get beat by the run. If you want to get beat by the pass, get beat by the pass. I think just being an all-around, sound offense is the goal.
Jim, do we all agree that the Badgers are going to bounce back on Saturday?
I certainly believe so. I think it's going to be maybe a 3-touchdown game. I think Wisconsin will learn something from last week and come out and try to prove a point at home. We'll see how the crowd is. There's some complaints about it being too loud at Camp Randall, but I think these guys will find a way to manufacture that noise on their own.
That's what we like to hear. Now is a good time to remind you to give us a follow on Facebook, Instagram, and X at Wisconsin Huddle to stay up to date on all things Wisconsin Huddle, and be sure to check out our website too at wisconsin-huddle.com. And we've got to take a quick break, but more Wisconsin Huddle is after this. And welcome back to the Wisconsin Huddle for a little segment we like to call Badger Bites, where we sit down and break bread. Ches, have you ever eaten on TV before?
This will be my first time.
Okay, mine too.
Yeah.
We've got 3 plates to try. Chef Sammy's gonna bring them out. Here comes our first one.
Hi guys,
How's it doing?
pretty good.
What do we got here?
We got some baked scallops, with some mushroom risotto, and finish with a child of pepper blanc sauce and some balsamic reduction.
It looks good.
Yeah, topping with some fresh microgreens.
Ches?
Yeah.
Are you a grilled scallops guy?
I actually do really like scallops.
So, your dad is the GM of Barbatella,
Yes,
an
sir.
Italian restaurant in Naples. How much were you around the restaurant growing up?
It was pretty much an everyday thing for me. You know, after football practice, after games, you know, all the guys and me, we would just go to the restaurant and, you know, eat, and that's all we kind of knew. It was kind of like the after game spot, and, you know, just me, a bunch of the guys, you know, kind of took advantage of it, because as soon as we went to college, you know, it was tough,
Yeah.
you know, kind of figuring out, you know, like where and what to eat. So yeah.
I'll let you grab a bite of this. But you never had to work in there? Your dad wouldn't let you?
No shot.
What do you think?
I think it's really good.
Yeah. All right. What do we have, Chef Sammy, for number 2 plate?
Over here,
Oh,
when I
wow.
got some roasted garlic bread, of course, when we got over here like chipotle chicken pasta, pretty much like peppers, onions, and roasted mushrooms, and chipotle cream sauce, and finish with some fresh shaved Parmesan cheese.
What's your favorite Italian dish to eat? Because you don't really cook. You can cook, but you don't.
I'm capable of cooking. Now, time-wise, I don't enjoy it because, you know, I don't really have a bunch of time, you know. I get home kind of late, we get up early, so I don't really have, you know, the time to cook.
Right.
But if you ask me to cook you something, I could. Now, my favorite dish to eat, I got my dad's restaurant in general, just a general wide range of what I like to eat.
Why not both? This is your dad's first.
I would say my dad's spot, there's a short rib ravioli that they have there, and it's really good. Along with a lobster ravioli that they have, that's also really good. In general, what do I like to eat? It's gonna be really like stereotypical, but pizza. Like
Okay, what's on the pizza?
a margarita, honestly.
Okay, yeah.
Like a basic margarita. Like I can kind of tell like if a place is good if I order the margarita and it's like perfect.
So you have family in Italy.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get to go over there as much as you'd like now because you're a little busy. What were those trips like?
I mean, my whole dad's side of the family is over there, so I mean, just getting back to the roots and kind of just seeing all my cousins, my grandma, my grandfather, they're all there. So you know, just getting back there and just you know, seeing all of them and you know, just you know, having a good time with the family.
What are the meals like there?
I mean, they don't stop. There's courses after courses after courses, and you know, my grandma's there, so you know, grandmas, I would say, pretty worldwide are all the same.
Yeah.
They, you know, try to feed you till you.
You're always looking skinny.
Yeah, you know, so, you know, when I go over there, I definitely probably gain about 15, 20 pounds.
Speaking of never stopping, we got one more from Chef Sammy.
All right, we got like a prime pork over here.
Jeez.
It's coming with some it's very nice spice ravioli, and finished with a sage sauce and some roasted mushrooms too.
Awesome.
Enjoy
Thank
it,
you,
guys.
Chef.
Thank you,
guys.
thank you.
So we're actually going to take a break so we can finish all this food. We'll be right back after this. The Wisconsin volleyball team continued their tear in non-conference play, improving to 8-0 on the year after beating Marquette in a packed Pfizer Forum. The win moved the Badgers to 23-1 all-time against their in-state rival. Ches, it's always fun playing at home, but when you can do it at a neutral site, what makes that even more special?
Yeah, I just think it's cool, you know, to kind of prepare, you know, be in a new environment. It kind of gives you a feel for like well, we play ball games, but, championship games, those are usually, at neutral sites. So it kind of gives you a little glimpse into, preparing in a different arena.
Now, injuries are part of sports. You've had your share the past 2 seasons. How did you push through and stay positive, whether it be during your surgery or your rehab?
Yeah, I think it's big to have a good support group around you, your family, your friends, your coaches. Having them around, giving positive, messages, talks. I think that's one of the things that helps you get through, times when you're not feeling like yourself.
I'm guessing during your surgery you weren't awake?
No, definitely not.
Well, Caroline Crawford was, and it was on purpose. She explains why in our one-on-one with the Badger middle blocker. Your finger back in November, you shattered it, had to have surgery. Did that kind of give you an inside look to maybe what your future could be?
Yeah, it was really cool. So all I had was a little nerve calming medicine to put a nerve block in because I stuck a giant needle in my neck to numb my arm. And then I got wheeled into the OR and I had no anesthesia, so I could see everyone, I could talk to everyone. I even remember the music that was playing. It was 70s classic, what I used to listen to with my dad. And I remember they had a giant tarp up to keep germs away, and he lifted it down and showed me my pinky. And it was crazy because you don't think it's your actual hand because your entire body's numb. Yeah. So it's almost kind of like an out-of-body experience, but it was really cool.
So why?
Why?
Why did you want to do that?
Not a lot of people get to say they sat in their own surgery, and at that time I really wanted to go to med school, so I was like, I can also add this to my application. This is really cool and a cool experience.
Wide awake, watching the surgery happen. What did your family think? What did your teammates say about this whole
my
thing?
teammates thought I was crazy. My family thought I was a little crazy as well. They were afraid that I would freak out in the OR, but I was completely fine. Even the doctor said I was I was asking numerous questions and very curious.
So the hand's 100% healthy.
Yes.
What are you most looking forward to for this season?
I'm really excited because our team's really good this year. I feel like we mesh really well. We have a lot of talent, and we get along really well. It's almost like a sisterhood.
We'll be back to Buck and Honey's in Sun Prairie after this. And that's a wrap for this week's Wisconsin Huddle at Buck and Honey's in Sun Prairie. Be sure to join us next week at our live taping on Monday, September 18th, right here in Sun Prairie with special guest Tanner Mordecai. For Ches Malusi, I'm Zach Hanley. Thanks for watching.